Morning guys, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. What I wanted to do today was I wanted to walk you through a product by a new company called John Pack. And John Pack is a very new company out there who is making canvas products like backpacks for the most part, and he professes in his slogan basically backpacks for the common man. He's not charging an exorbitant amount of money for them. They're well under half the price of a Duluth or a Frost River, and they are very, very high quality packs. I have one, most of my instructors have one, and they're very, very good, durable packs. I started working with him on this bed sleeve project a couple months back, and this bed sleeve concept is nothing new. It was mentioned in Francis Buzzicott's Encyclopedia of the Outdoorsman, or Outdoorsman's Encyclopedia, I can't remember which way that goes, in 1910. But they talk about, in that book, even in the 1900s, Francis Buzzicott talks about the worst thing you can do is sleep on the ground in the outdoors, no matter what the weather is. Just hard on the human body to sleep directly on the ground. But he talks about raised beds, he talks about hammocks, and he shows a very similar system to this, where he talks about taking a piece of canvas, folding it in half and sewing up a seam 6 inches on both sides as far as the width of the seam goes, to be able to make a sleeve that will go over something that you can make like a cot frame. What we've done here is we've just used 2 tripods, 2 long poles. You've seen this in other videos that I've done in the past. And the improvement that we did with this sleeve is we put grommets in the end all the way around, and that makes it much more versatile. But as far as the size of this thing goes, I can lay back this direction in this thing and have my knees are hanging over and my arms are all clear up to the shoulder. So this thing's got plenty of room. You can lay in this thing almost completely sideways. It's 7 feet long, so it's got plenty of length and plenty of width. It's very, very comfortable to lay in, and it's very, very stable as long as you build your platform and things correctly. You've got your tripod set up right, and your poles are nice and green and springy. But I want to show you some of the other options with this thing as well. But I want to show you some of the other ideas for this bed sleeve besides just the bed sleeve itself. So, getting old, stay with me. So before we take this bed sleeve off of this bed, one thing that should be understood is because it's a sleeve, you can actually stuff the inside of it with insulation in the wintertime. And I've actually slept with a sleeve very similar to this, about the same thickness of canvas, in a winter class, and it was about 18, 19 degrees. It wasn't extremely cold, but it was plenty cold. And I stuffed the inside of this raised bed and sleeve with sedge grass out of the field here at the Pathfinder School. And I just had nothing but a Pathfinder wool blanket and an oilcloth tarp over the top of it, and I slept like a baby all night long. So it's very, very warm and comfortable. Now let's get it off of here and talk about that. It's pretty easy. All you really have to do is pick up one side. I'm going to go to this side so I'm not on the same side the camera is, and just let it slide down. And then you can just take your poles out, slide your poles out, and you have the sleeve taken down at that point. So once you've done this portion here, you can just shuck the poles right out of it, and you'll be left with the sleeve itself. So let's talk about this sleeve for just a minute in and of itself without using it for bedding. Okay, so because we have grommets all the way around this sleeve, we obviously can cinch this up on one or both ends. And that gives us some versatility in that now we can use this also for lots of other things besides bedding. So I'm just going to run this string through every other hole, back and forth, just like this. And this is just, I don't know, probably an 8-foot piece of paracord, if I had to guess. Back to the other side. It's going to come out right here on the side of the seam, just like this. And that's going to allow me to cinch that whole thing up just like this. Because I can do that, I now have a bag. And this bag could be used as a standalone pack easy enough to be attached to a Roycroft frame. Or if we're using something like a pack basket, we can take our contents out of our pack basket here. Drop this sleeve straight down inside, just like that. And we can then pack our items into this and use this as a pack basket liner of sorts. If we wanted to, we could put another string at the top here to cinch it down, or we can just twist it down like this and tuck it down inside. Put our axe in there on the front side. Piece of cordage I missed, I'll put in my pocket. And then we have a pack basket liner that we can pull out if we want to at camp. Set our stuff aside, take our pack basket with to go use to collect firewood, smalls, kindling, and all those types of things above and beyond. And when we're ready to head back out or do something else, we can just shove the contents right back inside in the bag and tuck it down inside. So it gives us a versatile way to use this pack basket as well. Now, if I were going to use this for a pack all by itself that I were going to use on a Roycroft frame, what I would probably do with this is I would turn the whole sleeve inside out to begin with, and I would take the non-cinched side, gather it up, and just twist it down a couple times and fold it over like that, and then pull everything back to the outside and flip it back the right way out, just like this. Kind of lost my cord there. Just like that. And now I have a bag that I can load up and attach it straight to a pack frame once it's cinched up, just like a laundry sack or a laundry bag. Now, obviously, because we have this sleeve, we have the ability to cinch one end of it up if we want to, like we had it, and lay it on the ground and use it as a makeshift sleeping bag if we needed to. But the better bet for something like this is to cinch up the one end, fill this with browse, lay this on top of your oilcloth tarp, and you're going to have a very traditional browse bed mattress that's actually huge that you can lay down on top of. You can stuff this thing to get that 4 inches of thickness off the ground. Sleep on top of this, throw your light wool blanket over top of you, wrap your tarp over top of that, and you got a really, really nice sleep system if you want to sleep on the ground and get some insulative value at the same time. So that's a good use for this as well. So what we got here is a 3-point hammock system with the John Pack Woodsman bed sleeve. Pretty easy to get out of. Just slide yourself up, grab the ropes, pull yourself out. Pretty easy to get into as well. Just kind of sit down, get yourself comfortable in there, and then pull yourself up to where you want to be, and you're smoothing it. You could get out of it this way, but it's much easier to just go out the end. Probably worth going over this knot that I used on this 3-point hitch, this hammock setup. Basically, it's a quick release, self-tightening barrel type knot. So you're going to wrap your line around the object and give yourself plenty of tail. you're going to trap a bite of this in your hand, in your finger, just like this. So you're crossing over the line, just like this, and trapping a bite with your finger. And then you're wrapping around the backside. So if you get your finger in a hole, basically, where you've wrapped around right there. And I wrapped around that 3 times. And the 4th time, when I was coming around, I came between the 2 ropes and then just took a bite and stuck it through that loop, just like that, and pulled it tight, just like this. And that's a self-tightening knot. That's going to self-tighten itself on the tree, and it's going to self-tighten the knot itself. But you'll always be able to get it undone because you've got this quick release slippery hitch in there that'll be able to pull it right undone, no matter how tight it gets. I find that to be a good, stable knot. Again, trap a bite, go around both ropes 3 times. On the 4th time around, come over the top between the 2 ropes like this, take a bite and shove it through that loop you've been holding and cinch it down. It'll slide like a noose this way and tighten itself up, but you'll always be able to get it undone just by yanking it out. Okay, so getting this thing set back up in its original configuration is pretty simple. Just take the sleeve and lay it out on the ground. What I do is I shove the poles. When I shove the poles in, I put one fatter side of the pole one direction and then one fatter side the other direction to kind of even things out. And you just want to pull this thing up so your sleeve seams are kind of even there. Slide it up a little bit on the pole. Come in and put your other one in. Again, you kind of want to make sure they're evened up. So what I'll do is I'll pick this thing up and figure out where my seam is. Kind of pick the one pole up, stretch everything out, pick it up on the seam itself, like that, and let the other one kind of fall into place. And then I'll just walk over the top of my tripods and lay it in place, and then I can make fine adjustments from there to get it evened up where I want it. Just like that. And should be pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Back in business. Okay guys, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. I appreciate you joining me today for this quick video looking at this project I've been working on with John at John Pack on the Woodsman bed sleeve and the versatility of that piece of kit. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks guys.